So we're going to loosen up the arms and shoulders. Again, thank you for joining. Thanks for your time. So this is really easy to do. I really like this mobility stretch because it's just using your arms, your arm weight, gravity, momentum to help you stretch the chest as the arms go up and back, or not up, but to the sides and back behind your body a little bit. And then it activates those upper posture muscles to help you swing those arms back. And so you really feel that stretch right there in the chest and in the top part of your arms. And it's just a nice way to get a little dynamic warm up, to get some blood flow into the shoulders. Loosening them up a little bit. One circle, or one arm doing a big circle. And so we have mobility working right here. Again, working through a range of motion to loosen up the shoulders, get some blood flow, get some synovial fluid into the joints, which helps to lubricate our joints so that they can maneuver with a little more ease. Change direction, so same arm but other direction, or reverse the direction. And then whatever you want to do with your free hand is fine. Sometimes it's just habit, I guess, that I have it against my body. But again, whatever feels good for you. Other arm, big circle. Again, we're just loosening up the shoulders, working through the range of motion, and it's just so easy and simple to do. You know, however big you can get with the circle is fine. Some of the mobility can be limited in our shoulders, so it can be a little challenging for some to get a big range of motion. So do what you can, just try to loosen it up. Other direction, same arm, just changing directions. Okay, grab a light dumbbell, very light, just one dumbbell. Then we're going to use our chair. So I'm going to start with the chair on my left, and my right hand is holding on to the dumbbell. So left hand holding onto the chair, left leg is down, right leg is up. Posture real tall, core is engaged. Find your balance, and I want you to hold onto the chair. Just get a feel for it. We're going to do some bicep curls. One arm at a time. Try to keep a good tall posture. A little bend in your knee is totally fine, on the standing leg that is. Now whatever you want to do with the other leg that's in the air is totally up to you. Remember your core, good posture. Tight tummy. Just a couple more. Last one. Other side. So the chair will now be on your right. Right leg down, right hand holding onto the chair. Balance, a little bend in the standing leg. Posture, right? Shoulders up and back, tight core. Just a little bicep curl. We're gonna go for 10. And just nice and easy curls as you bring the weight up to the shoulder. Take your time. Just a few more. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath, okay? As you move, breathe. Last one. Okay. Now the challenge is we repeat. You have the option to use the chair or not. So obviously the first set, we got to feel what it was like to have the chair helping out. Now if you can, for an added challenge, again, you don't have to do this, but if you want to challenge your balance a little bit more, you remove your hand from the chair, and now try to curl while keeping the balance and the stability in your leg. And so it's a little more challenging, right? And move slowly, right? Move the weight up slow, come down slow. Moving quickly can throw off your balance. Remember the core. Take your time. For 6, we're going to go for 10. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Other side. So now the right leg is working. If you want to have the chair for assistance, your right hand is on the chair to begin with. Establish a good tall posture, strong core. Release the chair if you want to. You don't have to. But again, if you want that added challenge, you can remove the hand from the chair. And just take your time. Think about your core. Keep a good posture. Remember to breathe. A little bend in the knee on that standing leg. Almost there. On my right side, it's a little more troublesome than my left. One more, which is okay. Totally fine. Okay, other arm, but we're going to switch things up. We don't need the chair anymore, or at least for this exercise. So, again, the shoulder. We're going to do some shoulder, well, not presses, but holds. So this is a great way to get shoulder deltoid work without any movement. So I have a good 90 degrees in my arm, right in the elbow. From my armpit to my elbow, that tricep is parallel to the floor. From the elbow to the wrist, that's perpendicular. So a good 90 degrees, posture's tall, core is engaged, trying to keep your elbow at shoulder height, and you're just holding. You should start to feel that shoulder, that deltoid really work and fire up as you're holding. And then nice and easy, come down, go to the other side. Same thing. So we're not pressing, we're just holding. And so it's a great way to build strength without any movement or range of motion, especially if you're limited with reaching up and pressing overhead. This is a great way to work around that. So hold here at a good 90 degrees, elbows at shoulder height. From the armpit to the elbow is parallel, from the elbow to the wrist is perpendicular. And you're just holding, engaging your core, holding. Remember to breathe, don't hold your breath, but hold the weight in the arm there. 5 more seconds. And nice and easy, go to the other side again. So holding here. Now bring your feet in a little closer. All right, bring them in a little closer together. Hold at a 90. Now your feet should be almost touching. Engage your core, hold the weight at a 90, stand as tall as you can. Try not to lean to the left. Try not to lean to the right. Having your feet close together makes it very difficult on the core to stabilize and keep your spine vertical, your torso vertical. So you try not to lean to the left, you try not to lean to the right. Everything's even, strong through the core, easy, come down, go to the other side. If you need to have a little more space between your feet, go ahead. But again, the challenge is keeping the feet in close and then keeping your torso, your shoulders level. Everything's straight. You're not leaning to the left, you're not leaning to the right. We're getting that arm up at a 90 now. Holding there. Posture's real tall, core is engaged. And again, trying to fight that weight that wants to pull you to one side. All right, so fight it, stay with it, work, engage your core. Posture's tall. Easy, come down. Moving on. Triceps. So this one can be a little tough. I would recommend going really light with your weight. and we're gonna have a seat in your chair. And so we're gonna work on our triceps. Now this one can be tough on the shoulders, okay? We're gonna give it a shot and you guys let me know. You girls, guys and girls, let me know how it feels. 2 hands, 1 dumbbell, holding on to the outsides of the dumbbell. We're gonna press up overhead. Now this is gonna be a little challenging. Make sure you're in the middle of your chair. You can also come all the way back and get your back against the chair if you need a little support with your lower back. And in fact, why don't we start here, just to make it easy for everyone, and we can all start here and then move from there, or progress from there. So get your back, your low back, your hips against the chair. The weight is gonna come behind your head. Now the trick, elbows stay in close together as the weight comes behind your head and then right above your head. Arms are fully extended. Now this can be tough because of shoulder mobility. Not everyone can reach above their head, so give it a try. Do what you can. Keep your elbows in. So your elbows need to remain shoulder width apart at the top when the weight's above you. And then when the weight is behind your head, elbows are still shoulder width apart. And then extend. So there's a challenge there. Some shoulder stability, right? And then we're hitting the back of our arms, the triceps, the back of our upper arms. And so again, this can be a little tough. Now, if it is tough and you just have a very difficult time with getting the weight above your head, here's how you modify. I don't always recommend this, but you're gonna slide down. Now this depends on your chair, but you slide down and you try to keep your body straight and you use your legs for a lot of support, so you stop sliding. And your bum is kind of close to the edge of the chair, and now your upper back is really pushing into the backrest. From here, you can bring the weight right to the top of your forehead and then down. So now you're not in a big range of motion with your arms. So it's almost like you're lying on the ground, but not quite. You're in an angle or a reclined position, and you're bending at the elbows. The move is still the same, except you're bringing the weight to a different part of the head. Now it's the top of the forehead, or a little bit above your hairline. So this is a great way to go around or work around the arms being directly above your head. So I'm going to give you a couple of options here. Obviously the first one, we're sitting real tall, back against the wall or back against the chair. And then this one, we're on an incline, leaning back, strong core, and relax. Take a break. You should have really felt the back of your arms on that one. How are we, ladies, guys, girls? Were we okay on that? Shoulders, let me know. How was it? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Anyone? We're good? Okay. So, using that same move, if you want a little more core stability, remove your back from the chair. So the very first move we did, our back was all the way against the chair and it was giving us support. If you want to challenge your core and your posture a little bit more, scoot forward, make your core do all the work and start sitting tall immediately before we lift the weight up. So engage your core, sit as tall as you can, tighten up the stomach, and now bring the weight up above your head. And now we start to move. And you're doing the same exact thing, keeping the elbows in, tight to your body, or tight to your head. and you're trying to sit as tall as you can, flexing your stomach, protecting your lower back. Right? And you're coming behind your head with the weight and then extending above. Don't worry about pausing at the top. Don't pause at the bottom. It's just constant movement. Right? And you don't even need to fully extend and lock out the elbows. You don't have to do that. You can just come up just short of locking out the elbows and then right back down. Just short of locking out and then right back down. So we don't fully lock out the elbows. Right? Just short of locking out. And then right back in or right back down behind the head. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put the weight down. Good job. Okay. Now for the next one, it requires a special chair. Does everyone have handles or arm bars on your chair? Not everyone does. But if you don't, it's okay. I have options for you. So, if you have arm bars, we're going to do what's called a little bit of a dip. Or almost like a push-up, a vertical push-up. So you're going to get your hands. You're sitting down, your legs are ready. It's almost as if we're going to do a squat, but not quite. But you're going to push your palms into the heels, or the heels of your palms into the arm bars to fully extend up, then come all the way down. Now the challenge is using a majority of your upper body to initiate the lift. From there, the legs are coming into play to support you and to help you get up. Now coming down, try to use all your upper body strength to come down slow. And then you can relax. Now if you don't have arm bars, it's okay. You can have your hands on the seat of your chair. And you're just going to do a little lift up, hold it. Now you may not come off the chair a lot, but you'll come up a little bit to feel the pressure on your triceps, your shoulders. Then release. So either way, hands on the seat, hands on the arm bar. Obviously the difference is the range of motion and the depth, right? The range of motion is I'm having to push myself up a little higher, right? And then the range of motion down is greater as opposed to the hands on the seat of your chair. But you're still working the same muscle groups. So if your hands are on the seat of your chair, just try to lift up as much as you can and then just come down slow. And you're still working the shoulders, you're still working the triceps, you're working the chest a little bit as well. And just working within your own range of motion. And as soon as you come up, come all the way down, you can relax for a moment, you can take a little pressure off the hands. Now, the hands, take a quick little break. Right below your wrist is a good, strong part of your hand. It's called the heel of the palm, right? It runs right alongside the thumb. So there's this big area right here. That's where you want to have all your pressure when you push up from either the seat or the arm bar. If you're pushing up close to the fingers, that's going to bend your hand, bend your wrist a lot, and it's not going to feel comfortable and it could lead to injury. So just make sure that you roll your fingers over the outside edge of either the arm bar or the seat of your chair. So your knuckles are pointing slightly down, and it'll help you keep all the weight onto the heel of your palm. And let's just do 3 more. So here's 3. Come down with control. Come up. There's 2. Try not to use your legs too much. Last one. 3. Or 1. Last one. That's it. Good job. Moving on. I know this can be a little tough on the wrist, but it's a great way to build some upper body strength, especially for the pushing and the shoulders. It helps out a little bit. So just be careful. If it is too much with your hands up top, then you just go down low, and it's a little less pressure on the shoulders, a little less pressure on the hands. Moving on. No chair, no weight. So, here is the challenge. We're going to work on balance. Very, very tough, but also very, very basic. It's like walking a thin white line, like the sobriety check. Heel to toe, one foot in front of the other. If you need a walking stick, now's the time to grab it. But you are trying to walk as best as you can. If you don't have a line to follow, no worries. But more importantly, I want you to focus on getting a heel to strike the front part of your shoe and to keep your balance. Engage your core. Now, if you can, once you reach your maximum forward movement, if you can, go backwards. Now, going backwards isn't going to be perfect, right? We can't really see where we're landing, but you can feel your body. You can feel if your toes come into contact with your heel. A lot of core, a lot of posture. Now, if you can't go backwards, it's okay. Once you reach your maximum forward point, just turn around and start over. So walking backwards, heel to toe, is a lot more challenging, but it's okay. You know, you want to challenge your body. You want to test the limits. You want to see where you're at. And like I said, you can easily grab onto a walking stick and use it if you need to. Think about your core. We're not trying to go fast, right? You're just trying to go. You're just trying to go heel to toe. Be mindful of your surroundings as you go backwards, if you are indeed moving backwards. And then take your time, heel to toe going forward. And as easy as it is, or seems to be, it's actually pretty tough for balance. Even if you're sober, it's still challenging. Right? Even for me, trying to balance, you can feel the instability as I try to get the foot behind me and in contact with the heel, and then as I shift my weight backwards and I'm moving, that's where the instability happens and the challenge to the balance happens. And so you do what you can. Nobody's perfect, right? We can't do it perfectly every time, so it's okay. It does help if you look a little bit in front of your foot, not directly at your foot. Because if you're looking directly at your foot, it pulls your body weight forward, throws off your center of gravity, which makes it even more challenging to your balance. So take your time, look a little bit ahead of where you're stepping. Remember your core and your good posture. And again, going slow, taking your time. One more time to the front and one more time to the back. Just a few more steps. Moving on. Good job. Let's work on our core. Grab your dumbbell. We're going to work on some rotation. Sitting close to the edge of your chair. Holding onto your dumbbell underneath your chin, close to the clavicle, close to the top of your chest. Two hands holding onto the dumbbell, elbows are in tight, feet are out in front of you, legs bent, sit as tall as you can, close to the edge of your chair, engage your core, and lean back. And as you lean back, you're going to start to feel the heels really get light and want to lift off. Once you feel that, stop your upper body from moving backwards and hold it there. Then let's bring the elbows out just a little bit. They're going to flare out to the side just a little bit as you're leaning back. Now from here, just a little twist to one side. Think about looking over your shoulder, twisting your body. It's almost as if you're checking your blind spot, like in a car when you're driving. Right? You want to rotate and twist, turn. Flexing those abs, you really need to engage your core. Suck in the belly button, tighten it up, and rotate. Twist. Taking your time. Try not to lean. Right? You don't want to lean to one side. You want to twist from the waist. You want to rotate your torso. Rotating, turning that body. Think about reaching for the backrest of your chair with your elbow. And you're trying to touch with your elbow or maybe your arm. Trying to make contact with that outside arm or that arm that's a little bit outside your body, outside of your chair. You're trying to reach with the elbow, but you're still leaning back. And you're working within your own range of motion. And you should feel your lower back loosen up a little, kind of stretching a little bit. But we're also working on our core, our waistline. So from our obliques to our lower abs, even our low back, the erector spinae, it's our entire waistline right here that's working. Just a few more on each side. So here we go. Let's do 3 more on each side. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and last one. All right. Good job. Nice work. Almost done. One more move. Legs working now. We're going to lean back just like we did before. We don't need the weight anymore. Arms are straight out in front of you, parallel to the floor. So your hand should be at the same height as your shoulder. Both hands. Bring your leg up to your hand. Don't bring your hand down to the leg. Right? Don't do one of these. Right? Bring the knee or the shin up to the fingers. And if you can't quite get there, it's okay. Do what you can. But at least you have a goal, right? Where you're trying to get to. Flex the stomach because sometimes our hip flexors can take over and do all the work. So really tighten up your core as much as you can, then lift the leg. Flex the stomach, lift. Tighten it up again, lift. It's a game. It's a crazy game with your core. You need to think about it. You need to actively squeeze and tense up that core to help you pick up the leg so that the thigh muscles aren't doing all the work. Let's do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, strong core, flex. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, strong core, and that is it. Good job. Bravo. Great work. We are all done. Great job, guys and girls. A little bit of everything, a lot of arms, shoulders, a little bit of core, a little bit of balance. We always got to throw some balance in there. Great work. Bravo.